So what we have for you guys today is the holy grail of modern day Shelbys, and I don't say that lightly. This is a 2012 Shelby 1000, one of just 18 total that were produced, completely different than a Super Snake that has 1,000 horsepower. This package alone, we asked for all the receipts from Shelby, the guys out there, so great and accommodating to us. 167,000 in receipts. That Shelby 1000 package alone was 155. This car is also equipped with the wide body package, which gives it such a good look, and it also has the glass roof option. Out of the 18, have barely seen any wide bodies, and I could tell you that I've never seen a wide body glass roof out there. Likely to be the only one. If you guys have come across one or know where there one was, please let us know, because I have not. We have had some wide body hole shots, as you guys know, but have never had a Shelby 1000. Sounds a little different, drives a little different, because they did 42 changes on this car to give you that Shelby 1000 package. And to think that a car in 2012 cost 230 some thousand dollars to complete, what would that cost today? So we see, the big one now is the Mustang GTD or the Code Red. But what would this car cost you on today's money when it's 12 years, 13 years old, and you were spending $232,000 back then? And I'm just looking under the hood here. So much space that it takes up inside of that whole power plant. You got carbon fiber all over the place from the front to the back. Valve covers all covered in carbon fiber as well. Billet aluminum. You have that Kenny Bell liquid cool supercharger giving you all of that extra horsepower, even right here on the front. Shelby 1000. I mean, the car is just sick. Really, really, really ahead of its time. I mean, people now go crazy over the Demon 170s, having 1,000 horsepower. You had 3,300 of those cars produced. We see the C8 ZR1s with 1,000 horsepower. God only knows how many of those they're going to produce and how many years they're going to produce them. Here, they're not making any more. You have one of 18, one of, to my knowledge, one with the wide body whole shot car. So we're super excited to go through everything with you guys. There's a lot to cover with this particular Shelby 1000, so let's get into it. To celebrate Shelby's 50th anniversary, Carroll Shelby and the powers that be wanted to do it in high horsepower style. Initially, the powers that be thought Carroll would be happy with the 800 horsepower that was produced in the Super Snake. But it was said that after his first drive, he asked when a 1,000 horsepower version would be made, hence the Shelby 1000. One of less than 20 produced, it is the last Shelby product built with Carroll Shelby's input. While it's easy to think it's simply a modified Super Snake with 1,000 horsepower, nothing could be further from the truth. The amount of engineering and development that went into the Shelby 1000 is truly astonishing. That prompt inspired the team to take the Mustang standard 5.4 liter V8, upgrade all the internals, port and polish the heads, and then slap on a 3.6 liter water-cooled twin-screw Kenny Bell supercharger that blew 19 pounds of boost through a twin-blade throttle body. The result was a monster power plant that produced 1,000 horsepower and 750 foot-pounds of torque. And again, as you guys take a look at this motor, I really want you to get an appreciation for just what went on here, how much just sheer space this takes up. Like, we've had Super Snakes before, and obviously when you pop the hood and you see, and you're just taken back by the really work of art that Shelby was able to do to get these cars to where they're able to perform. This one, 1,000 horsepower, and again, you're going back 12 years, 13 years ago on a car to be able to produce this kind of horsepower. Like, yes, a lot of people can do this maybe in their backyards and everything like that. We get that a lot. Well, I could put, this and this in, and it's 1,000 horsepower. But the overall work that's not just in the motor on this car, for it to be able to handle 1,000 horsepower, is really what sets it apart. From the chassis to everything, and we're going to go through that with you guys. But really, that all starts up front with your Kenny Bell supercharged engine and everything that's coming from there. So it's more than just the sum of its parts, with the car's engine, driveline, chassis, and fuel delivery systems all thoroughly reworked. There are 42 individual upgrades set the Shelby 1000 above the modern supercar pack, making the 1000 MSRP of $149,000 for the package a modern high-performance bargain in 2012. Or you could go with what this car is equipped with, and that is the SC version for $155,000. This again does not include the cost of the Shelby GT 500. In order to manage this massive increase in horsepower, the engineers then reinforced and stiffened the chassis, upgraded the suspension, steering and dampening, and widened the body by 4 inches in the front and 6 inches in the rear. So we've seen several Shelby 1000s before, but I've never seen another Shelby 1000 wide body. And anybody who knows, especially when you're talking about the Super Snakes, the wide body takes it to a whole different level. But when you have a wide body Shelby 1000, I mean, that takes you to a whole nother stratosphere. And then on top of it, to have the glass roof option, there's not another box that you can possibly check to make this car any better. Every box was checked when this car was ordered. The only thing you may be seeing that's missing is the Shelby 1000 stripes on the side, and that was specially ordered for it to be a car that had that option, delete it. And the owner was looking to get a more sinister and menacing look, and I think he delivered. New subframes were installed and linked front to back and side to side to create a majorly tolerant chassis to begin with. The work goes on and on. Literally, no Mustang was ever meant to handle 1,000 horsepower. So Shelby worked feverishly to ensure that the Shelby 1000's foundation could support the power. Willwood brakes behind satin black 20-inch Shelby 1000 forged wheels help tame the speed in short order. And that's another feature on this car that I really want to highlight, is just how unique and how great looking those forged wheels are. We did have one other Super Snake a few years back that had the signature wheels from the Shelby 1000s, and it's just a great look. Those are 3-piece wheels, an all black car with all the black wheels. I mean, it gives you that sinister look every which way you look at this car, from front to back. Long tube headers, improved fuel delivery system designed for 109 octane racing fuel. You have a Ford 9-inch rear end, Billets Watts link suspension with Ebach coilovers. Few names are as synonymous with performance as Shelby, and the Shelby 1000 is a fabulous legacy for him to have departed on. For those seeking the ultimate performance, this is it. When it was all said and done, the Shelby engineers realized they had created perhaps the ultimate iteration of the Shelby Mustang, and as such were committed to producing a very limited run of under 20 examples to the general public. And I think that's why so many people are a little confused by this car. They don't know a lot about it because there's not a lot of them out there. But true Shelby fans and true Shelby enthusiasts definitely know what the Shelby 1000 is, even though they are few and far between and very rarely come up for sale publicly. This stellar 2012 Shelby 1000's odometer reads just 2,100 miles. Power delivery, handling, and response are enhanced by unique K-members, Shelby Ebach K2 adjustable suspension, and a billet aluminum rear Watts link. Shelby disc brakes feature 6 pistons on the front and 4-piston rear calipers. Body enhancements include, again, that ultra-rare wide body and glass roof, a combination I've never seen on a Shelby 1000 besides this one right here. You have the unique hood with functional heat extractors and a functional front splitter and rear diffuser. So we're going to take you guys and show you all of that carbon fiber. Right now we showed you in the front under the hood, but as you get back towards the trunk, your deck lid is all carbon fiber. Again, these are options that we don't really have on some of the Super Snakes. Most of them did not have all this carbon fiber. You have it right here with your diffuser and that Shelby 1000 logo. And then on the bottom as well. While built for maximum performance, the Shelby 1000 features race-bred usability and a startling comfort with the Recaro seats, a competition-style 8-pillar gauge pod, dual-zone air conditioning, and power door locks and windows. So when you get into the cabin on the Shelby 1000s, you'll see the mats Shelby 1000, you'll see the Recaro seats, which again, I'm a huge fan of the Recaro seats on the Mustangs. I think they were a little ahead of their time. I'm a big fan. I've said this numerous times with the competition sports seats in the ZR1s and the C7 Corvettes. And it gives it kind of that same sort of style, but 7-8 years beforehand. To know that you are buying a Shelby 1000 or even a Shelby Super Snake, you want to make sure that it has a CSM number, because a lot of these cars are kind of being produced to be something they're not, and the only way to verify, especially that they're true to what they're supposed to be built as, is with that CSM number, which you can check with Shelby, make sure it's in their registry, and make sure that it is a true, in this case, Shelby 1000, or even a true Shelby Super Snake. So this rare 2012 Shelby 1000 is immensely collectible and represents quite likely the ultimate American high-performance car ever unleashed. So guys, that's a wrap on the Shelby 2012 1000. If you haven't already, leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, and be on the lookout for what we have coming your way.